Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Good, good, good. There is some energy. Uh, you know, it's very difficult to, start talking on the subject because it will be difficult for me to stop. It's just one of those things that I guess I have always been, more curious than, than having some answers. I've never been able to figure out what an entrepreneur is and what a CEO is, and I have never been able to figure out whether entrepreneur CEO is the right word, whether dreamer is the right word or a risk taker is the right word, and as a matter of fact, and what age is the right age. I mean, the reality is that Zuckerberg from a college dorm, or a Bill Gates or a Steve Jobs, I mean, all the success stories that you come across, and sometimes I've even not been able to understand, whether our parents were right. Because our parents said, concentrate, focus, read the book for 2 hours. And all the guys that I met, who have been successful seem to have an ADD, attention deficit disaster or disorder, whatever you guys want to call it. And so whether, next time we want to hire somebody, should we look for people who have ADD? Guys, tell me, what is the right answer? Or should we only hire below 20 so that they can grow up and become Suhas? I honestly don't have the right answers, because if is Mark Zuckerberg successful, or is it he successful because he had Sheryl Sandberg or whatever, that chief operating officer? So in a lot of ways, there is no real theorem. That's really what I believe in. But there is one thing that I think is common. Number one is self-belief. And that self-belief and self-confidence, it doesn't matter of what age it comes to you. As long as you have that self-belief and self-confidence, that is one common trait, at least what I have observed over the years, talking and meeting people. The second part, in my opinion, is a sense of ownership. It didn't matter whether they were in their businesses, whether they were in schools. They always believed in, not only in themselves, but they believed they owned the environment. That's one common trait. Again, I will let Suhas speak a little more on this subject, because I'm here as much to learn, as much to, talk about the subject. And that ownership, it didn't matter whether they had to buy a bus ticket, or whether they had to decide a bus journey or a picnic for the rest of the team. There was always a more dominant streak in them, was that they believed in themselves and they had demonstrated as if they owned the whole program. Now, we can keep talking about it. And I have tried to put together 1 or 2 slides, again to try and understand that is entrepreneur a dreamer and is CEO a doer? Or an entrepreneur, a Mark Zuckerberg, and a Sheryl Sandberg the doer? Or the young CEO that we are looking for is not only a dreamer, but he is also a doer. So I think this quotation, dreamers who do it like Suhas, and that's where I want all of you guys, I know there is a very formal welcome speech for Suhas, but I want you guys to give Suhas a big welcome. This is a guy who was a dreamer and a doer at the age of 17, and he became the youngest CEO. So, guys, in a lot of ways, where our heads are, and I promise you that the program is not limiting by itself. Program is not limited only by trying to find that 17-year-old Suhas, but program itself is looking for that level of dreamer and doer in the whole of the organization. I see this as an opportunity to change the culture of the organization. I see it as an opportunity to recreate the organization. I see it as an opportunity for many of you to be known across the world as a company which produce dreamer and doers. And that is what the aim of this whole program is. I tried to look at a few role models. And I purposely did not put any young one out here because I definitely didn't want Sanjay Chhabra and B.K. Mishra to feel excluded. I mean, B.K. Mishra for his size and Sanjay for, competing with me on gray hair. So, Sharath is giving this smile, because he suddenly realizes that he is young and handsome both. So, anyway, the point here is that why did I take Indra Nooyi, who is at 57? To me, she is a CEO that is my role model. 57 years old, returned $5.6 billion in cash, and runs a $66 billion company, and which forces Coke to be a number 3 in India. That is Indra Nooyi. Now, similarly, you see Shikha Sharma, you see Chanda Kochar. All of these are remarkable CEOs who are still the dreamers and doers. They may not be the Bill Gates of this world. They may not have created an organization, but the organization or a process that they inherited, they made it so much better, so much, vibrant, so much, to be remembered for, that we all can recognize their faces by just looking at them. Manoj Kohli was an HR guy. 79 when he started his career, he was an HR guy. Today he is number 2 of Bharti. People like IG who have probably worked with him would realize that, again, the common qualities. That dare to be a doer, and number 2, I am the owner. This paradise or shit belongs to me. I will make it better. The buck stops at me. I will be the one who will improvise. Nobody has to come and tell me whether I run a frugal company or whether I run a growth-oriented company. I will make it happen. These are some of the common traits. Mr. Naik, I don't know whether his photo is here. If anybody can think of entrepreneur CEO, you would look at Mr. Naik and say, a guy who normally would have failed in almost every, personality test examination of Hariti. I can promise you that Hari would not have hired him as a GLC. Now, this is a guy, who was Larsen Toubro, whatever that Larsen Toubro was left at, and today what that organization is. So there must be a few other traits, and let's look at them. And I did get a diagram. Now, for all those who can understand it, please understand it, otherwise ask Suhas. I am definitely not attempting at this diagram. So let's do it a little more simple. Is this a correct definition? That they see a white space. I have examples here of people who have created industry, and some of them are Indian examples. I'll give you an example. Faninder Sharma, at 30, he's a CEO of a red bus. And a red bus is formed because that guy didn't get a bus ticket to go home on a Diwali vacation. So now Faninder realized that he is missing a Diwali vacation, whatever, a meeting with his family, because there was no proper method or system of informing him whether the tickets would be available, what are the basic other steps, because he would have otherwise planned his journey in any alternate way. He would have taken a lift from a truckwala and he would have started maybe a day earlier. Maybe he would have taken a goods train to go home. But Faninder Sharma clearly learned from his own experience and found a white space. And that white space today has created an organization by itself. I mean, again, I'm going through the statistics here, but it says 150 crore company. The guy is all of 30 years old. 700 bus operators across 16 states. Now, maybe I should have been, traveling by bus a little more instead of traveling by Airbus. Similarly, I mean, I've looked at many other examples, and it clearly comes up as the guys have a vision, they have a conviction. They strongly believe that they can change the world in whatever form and shape. Again, you will hear from Suhas, I mean, he's trying to make a difference in the state education systems. Now, that conviction, that having a vision, I mean, that's what I thought, differentiates these people. Now, taking end-to-end ownership. The real reason why I'm using the word end-to-end ownership is, more often than not, it's a huge challenge to actually bring people together and create a sum of all parts. Because most of us, I mean, somebody did give me an example. He said, in Western world, we create sum of all parts by putting competency A plus B is equal, C plus D is equal to all total together. He said the best part of India is that you walk into a bank, the peon knows everybody else's job. Except you walk up to the teller, then you realize teller doesn't know his own job. Now, obviously, he's talking about the good old banking days where people did visit a state bank. But the point here is that if somebody is taking an end-to-end responsibility, the buck stops with him or her, whatever the case may be. I mean, they clearly are the stakers. I mean, for a Suhas to leave his college and in bracket attempted engineering, that's what he calls his CV as. So for him to, leave engineering and then decide that he's going to run his own business is clearly a risk. At least, I mean, I don't think of any one of us as parents. I can't visualize Shriram Papani giving this as a Gyan going back today and telling his daughter, chuck your job and, do whatever you want to do. I mean, the point is that we are measured in a society by how many job offers did we get from Satyam and Tech Mahindra. I mean, in that society to chuck a job and start something on your own, it's clearly risk. So again, I can keep going through the whole part, but reality is that we are now talking about it doesn't matter what age you are at. I mean, that Chennai-based two youngsters, Shravan and Sampath, can start a mobile application company, and their total age is 10 plus 12 is equal to 22. Two youngsters. I mean, what is the right age to start? Virat Kohli, under 19, I mean, was captaining whatever the Young India team, and right now, I mean, God knows at what age will he continue to create history. I mean, we all know that 14-year-old guy in China who played Masters, golf. I mean, a 14-year-old guy. I mean, I don't even remember if India has ever sent one guy to play Masters. And that guy is still in the top 200 or 150. I think he was 58th position. A 14-year-old guy. So my point is, again and again, is that there is talent, there is entrepreneurship, and it can start young, and it can be an alumni or a Chanda Kochar. Don't assume that it is only limited just because we are calling it a young mini CEO out here. I tried putting together another trait. What would you recognize a CEO as? Again, I'm not going to repeat the whole lot, but again, growth, profitability, shareholder value, standing quarter after quarter in front of everybody and saying that, we will do well, and if you are Shibu Lal of Infosys, you wonder why you ever became a CEO. So, I mean, you saw what happened to him last quarter, no? So do you think he did that for money? So the point again is that, I mean, yes, there are things that you are obligated. Now, where the challenge is, if both entrepreneur is able to deliver what he is able to deliver, if a CEO is able to deliver what he is able to deliver, common words are, binding together, end-to-end ownership, vision, mission, talent management, recognizing talent and being able to give them a career path. End of the day, if all of these are same, then what are we trying to achieve? And if we are trying to achieve is unleashing the internal talent, if what we are trying to unleash is give people an opportunity so that they can become another LM Nayaks or they can become another Chanda Kochers, that's what we are trying to attempt. And it is, again, I'm saying not limited. Most of you today are running your own businesses as a CEO only. I have never ever asked Sharat Kumar, what is the client satisfaction? I have always asked him growth, profitability, again, leadership development, and that is the discussion I've always had. So to me, Sharat is already a CEO of a central region of Europe. Now, it's the same thing. I'm now trying to create an opportunity for our youngsters. This whole program is designed so that some of you can not only become part of this Young Mini CEO program, but some of you are also able to use your knowledge and wisdom to mentor them. The whole objective is that if you guys recall, and I purposely didn't put that as a slide out here, we want to be recognized as the largest startup in the IT world. And the largest startup in IT world will become a sigma of Sharat Kumars and a sigma of mini CEOs. And the focus on mini CEOs or young mini CEOs is to make sure that we remain the youngest startup in the world. And I want to leave this as my legend. I want all of us to recognize this is the change, this is the transformation that will happen across the organization. I will, I'm not going to take the thunder away from the Sujit Bakshi presentation or the panel discussion or Suhas's presentation. All I want to say is that if I want you all to remember this company, I want you to remember this company as a company which saluted the spirit of an entrepreneurial young CEOs. And that we will be recognized, we will be known forever as the youngest startup and the largest IT startup in the world. And that is what these young CEOs will help us. And let's all, again, salute the spirit of Suhas and salute the spirit of our future mini CEOs.